In this demo, I'll show you how to load data from S3 into TigerGraph using the CLI. We'll start by checking the cluster status, then create a graph schema, and finally set up and run loading jobs for both Parquet and CSV files. Let's get started. First, let's check our cluster status by using gadmin status, v, and gadmin version. I'm using TigerGraph version 3.10.1 on a cluster with 4 nodes and a replica set to 2, also known as a 2 by 2 cluster. And then GSQLLS to review the graph information. Next, we'll create a graph schema with 2 vertices and 1 edge. This operation may take a while. Once the graph and schema are created, the next step is to create the S3 data source. You need to specify the data source type, which is S3, the access key, and the secret key. Now let's create a loading job for Parquet files stored in the S3 data source you just added. Make sure to specify using JSON file true for Parquet loading. Use Parquet column names to map the Parquet column to the corresponding vertex joch edge attributes. After that, we can run the loading job to load data from the Parquet files specified using the S3 URI. While the loading job is in progress, you will see the status of the loading job and the number of loaded or errored lines. This information helps you monitor the progress and identify any issues. Now that the Parquet loading is complete, we can validate the data. Here, we can validate by querying REST-PP. You may use other methods such as GSQL queries. Next, let's create a loading job for CSV files stored in S3. This is similar to the Parquet loading job, but we specify header and separator configs for CSV files. CSV is the default file type, so we do not need to set the file reader type or using JSON file config. Let's run the loading job to load data from the CSV file stored in S3. Similarly, while the loading job is in progress, you can monitor the status of the loading job. The terminal may show extra stuff if you have tabs in the script, but it won't affect the result. In this demo, we intentionally put some invalid data in the file. The invalid data will be reported as warnings and automatically skipped. And that's it. We've successfully loaded data from S3 into TigerGraph using both Parquet and CSV files. Thank you for watching.